Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're back, man. Episode 219.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it. I'd like to start this off with some unfortunate news for those who may have known him. Actor Ray Liotta, best known for his role in Goodfellas, passed away. Man, it's unfortunate. He definitely was one of my favorite actors. I think what's dope about Ray Liotta is in movies where he's, especially Goodfellas, where he'd be pissed off or yelling or mad, he looked really convincing because he had these like deep green eyes. So he looked pissed off and like psychotic in moments. And there was a scene in Goodfellas where his girlfriend's neighbor had like assaulted her, pushed her or whatever, and he beat the fucking shit out of him with a pistol. And it just was probably one of the more memorable scenes in that film. But yeah, man, shout out to Ray Liotta, man, and everyone who loved him.
Man. It's so weird. Like,
yeah,
it seemed like one of those fake, like they try to kill Ice Cube a million times. Like, like it'd be trending where certain people died. It seemed that like it just seemed unreal. He's pretty young too, so
67.
Yeah, rest in peace to Ray Liotta.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It just, I think for me, it just shows you, like, you're getting older with some of your favorite, child stars and, musicians and actors start passing away, man. Like Betty White, that shit hit different. And fucking Ray Liotta and all these, and I'm sure for a lot of people, Vicente Fernandez, just these monumental people started to pass away. But that's life, man. We're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised the next 30 minutes. That's
promised the next breath.
You're not the next breath, especially if you got sleep apnea. That shit is something else. We talked about that too. But I'm not saying he has sleep apnea, but just in general. But yeah, rest in peace to Ray Liotta. And switching gears, Juneteenth ice cream. Recently, Walmart launched some Juneteenth ice cream, I guess, to recognize the new, it's a new holiday as of recent. I can't remember the specific day, but
June 19th. What do you mean?
Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is just considered like a legitimate, like.
Yeah, we celebrate on June 19th.
Yeah. But I guess Joe Biden recently made it.
Oh, last year.
That's what I'm getting at. All right. Walmart apologizes for selling Juneteenth ice cream. Walmart's attempt to commemorate Juneteenth with a new ice cream didn't go over so well. The company is apologizing for selling Celebration Edition Juneteenth ice cream under its Great Value label. The branding sparked a backlash with many people on social media. It says, in quote, share and celebrate African American culture, emancipation and enduring hope. The label on the red velvet flavored ice cream read. So black
red
people,
velvet,
apparently black
velvet.
people like red velvet ice cream.
Where
cake.
y'all get that from?
Don't know. Juneteenth holiday marks the celebration of freedom and independence, a Walmart spokesperson said in a statement. However, we received feedback that a few items caused concern for some of our customers, and we sincerely apologize. We are reviewing our assortment and will remove items as appropriate. Our other Juneteenth themed items that appear to be on sale include party plates, according to a tweet. One critic on Twitter said the ice cream highlighted why it's important to have diverse voices at the table when making strategic business decisions. He's 100% right. When you don't, you end up making costly, foolish mistakes, the tweet said. That's true. And I'll read this other little part here. Others on Twitter encouraging shoppers to buy black-owned Creamalicious ice cream from Target. CNN affiliate Raleigh, North Carolina found the Juneteenth ice cream at a local store. However, when a reporter tried to buy it, it was unavailable for purchase. A store employee told the channel that they are throwing the ice cream out.
Our dude was trying to buy the
they're throwing
the Juneteenth ice cream.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Juneteenth on June 19th is now a federal holiday after President Joe Biden signed a bill last year. It's the oldest U.S. celebration of the end of slavery, marking the day in 1865 when Union soldiers arrived at Galveston, Texas, and informed residents that Civil War was over and slavery abolished. African Americans and others long marched the anniversary, much like 4th of July, with party picnics and gatherings. of family and friends. Nobody really celebrated Juneteenth. And here's the thing.
Nah, Dollar Tree got in on the action too.
They did? Dollar Tree?
Look at this.
What the fuck is that, man? Let me see that shit. Dollar Tree. Oh, fuck. It went to another page. Here it is. No. Okay. Dollar Tree. Hosting a Juneteenth event this year? Check out our new Juneteenth party supplies, tableware, and more for a celebration to remember. Wow. It's got some Afrocentric plates. It's got a Black Power African fist. Wow. Here's the reason why I don't like the monetization of this holiday. I don't like the monetization of this holiday because people don't understand the historical context of Juneteenth. Juneteenth is basically when black people finally found out we weren't slaves, but we basically had been free for 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We had been free for 2 years, but the motherfuckers didn't tell us we was free till 1865. Mm-hmm. So it's basically we're the biggest issue I have ultimately too is we were not properly educated in school, so we don't have the history. We're celebrating a holiday, but we don't know enough. It's 400 fucking free years of free labor, and now it's dumbed down to selling red velvet ice cream at Walmart, and it's not even the real brand. They use Great Value, man.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing.
That's
I didn't
wild,
even know that
yo.
they were like making the Great Value.
That's fucked up.
That's wild. And it was like because Great Value is usually basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like basic bread, basic ice cream, basic whatever milk, whatever the case may be. But this is like the only thing they put some pizzazz on. It's red velvet. It's a red velvet like cheesecake swirl or something.
Yeah.
Like that. What does that have to do with
Great Value said we're gonna throw a lot of money at this. We're gonna make a real design on the front, and then we're gonna get canceled anyways because we didn't consult with any black people to see if this is something good to do.
They don't put no effort into no design.
Nah, not at all.
Even the logo, the Great Value logo, is just basic.
It's super basic. It just says Great Value in basic lettering.
Yeah.
That's
You're
it.
gonna put some colors on the Juneteenth ice cream thing?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put a black guy with the afro on the fucking front.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
nuts.
talking all this, but I ain't gonna front. I probably would have tried it.
Yeah, I would have tried it. I would have tried it.
some.
I would have tried it, and if it would tasted good, I'd have been like, hey, you know what? Great Value, you blew it, but this tastes great. This is great.
Yeah. Like if something is fire, you gotta chuck it up.
I would have been like, okay, Juneteenth, all right, this is something to celebrate here.
Yeah, racism tastes good.
Yeah. Some people's like, I guess their viewpoint is like, why are you complaining about ice cream? It's ice cream, bro. Black people want to complain about everything. And it's like, okay, let me be very clear when I say this. We don't have a happy Holocaust Day. Everybody's celebrating the Holocaust. Nobody celebrates the Holocaust. There isn't some Great Value Holocaust blue cheese flavored ice cream.
Yeah. that but not really, because like most holidays, even like we have the Independence Days, which I would relate to like slavery ending being like the independence of African Americans, I guess. But we celebrate the 4th of July. We celebrate I don't know if Cinco de Mayo is some sort of Independence Day.
No,
that
it's
might
not.
I think they have Independence Day in like August or something like that.
Yeah.
Mexican Independence Day. But those are like, I guess if you would relate those to Juneteenth, I think those are similar. I just think that the real issue is like me personally, and I don't have like a family, but if I have like kids that I want to be well versed in like African American history, I'm definitely not. Well, I'm not even gonna say African American history. If I want my kids to be well versed in history, then I got to take it upon myself. Because what it looks like if we leave it up to society to teach our kids about any holiday, then Christmas is gonna be like a gift exchange. Easter is gonna be something where you do Easter egg hunts. The 4th of July is gonna be for fireworks. Like we're always as a society going to remove the real root of what we're celebrating. We know that the 4th of July is, when America kind of like removed itself from Great Britain, and we know that, in terms of religious or religion, that, we celebrate Jesus's birthday on Christmas, and, Easter is, when Jesus rose again. So but society like removes it and kind of makes it like palatable for in a secular way. So I get it, like the kind of backlash that Walmart is getting, but this is just what we do to every holiday. It's not even, to me, it's not even like shocking, but you know, it's just is what it is.
It's America monetizing everything, even if it's pain. Here's the issue I have with it more or less is I just feel like there's certain holidays like Martin Luther King's Day. We don't have anything we do specifically on that day. It's more or less a day of like reflection. And I feel like that's more or less what Juneteenth should be. Because like it's dealing with a dark topic that we didn't learn enough about as a country. No one really knows the intricate details of slavery and selling people, right? So due to history being written by the winners, we have a very diluted American history story. It's almost like fucking Bambi or or a Disney movie. You know what I mean? Oh, the slaves are free now. Okay, cool. And then Martin Luther King came down on a unicorn, and that's why we have Juneteenth. Like we don't have enough real examples that we've learned throughout American history that even explain what the fuck Juneteenth is. But yet we will put an ice cream out.
Yeah.
Like the same country will put out an ice cream for a topic that they did not cover in school history. So that to me is the only issue ultimately. Yeah. It's not nothing to cry home and bicker about ultimately, but it's like, come on, yo. Like it's kind of like in America, what we do is we will appropriate things that don't even belong to us. Like the Mexican pizza, there is absolutely nothing fucking Mexican about it. Absolutely nothing Mexican about the Mexican pizza. And it's not to it's just something to think about. It's not something more or less to cry or say, this is the problem, we need to stop. But in America, we tend to appropriate things and monetize them. I don't know one Mexican getting paid off that Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know
how
what.
It works. I was on the Target website and they have like the Pride Month different shirts and plates and all these different things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I doubt that they're doing anything like.
No, they're not doing nothing for LGBT, but getting money off them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then they do that, especially in Target. They have like a lot of Black History Month stuff.
Yeah.
You know, right when you walk in, it's like a whole section of Black History
Can you imagine having LGBT plates 10 years ago in the store? It would be they'd be outside holding signs. Keep this out of our stores.
Yeah.
Keep this out of our stores.
I like my plate straight.
I don't like dicks on my plate. No dicks. I like my plates like my hair, straight. Yeah, I just think what it is what's happening. It's almost like big business acts almost like the NFL. Before Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee and shit, the NFL did not have end racism in their end zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have like little slogans now. End racism. It takes all of us. It's on
the most meaningless statements.
Yeah, the most meaningless statements, but they want to act like they're very progressive because it's like they literally are. They're monetizing wokeness, basically. Yeah. You're just monetizing wokeness. That's all you're doing. You're not doing anything progressive or great. Ooh, I know it's probably some white guy named Dan like, ooh, I know what we should do. Come up with a Juneteenth ice cream. Blacks love red velvet cake.
Yeah. It's
like, have you consulted with any black people about this shit?
Ooh, the niggas love Nutella. Let's make a Juneteenth.
Then the slogan will be like, this ice cream is gonna slap harder than a whip back in 1862. You'd be like, oh Lord.
That's wild.
This ice cream is massa approved. Yo, it's I just think that we don't know enough about our history, American history. What like people will say, I know all about American history and how we fought and our forefathers. No. I'm talking about like not just that shit. I'm talking about the people who started America. The people we don't talk enough about. Right? We don't know enough about those things. Yet we literally coming out with ice creams, man. That's nuts. like a lot of people don't realize the fact that like people like me and Keith, like regular black folks, we don't even have real names. We don't have real names. Like our names are literally from slave masters. Like I don't know if anybody has seen the movie Roots, but the main character in the movie was Kunta Kinte. He was getting whipped with a whip.
Yeah.
And the master that was whooping his ass was like, "What's your name, boy?" He said, "Kunta Kinte."
Your name is Toby.
Your name is Toby, boy. It's Toby. Pow. Toby. Pow. Now, as horrible as it is for us to laugh about this, it's the truth. That's why, like, my last name is McGee. His last name is Fingers. We don't.
Kinte.
Our real names would have been like Cuchimucha or some shit. But due to the fact that
Coochie Moocha.
I don't know.
Sexual. Like,
no.
That's like an African
That's an
porn
African
star.
It's an
name.
African sex tribe.
Yes, Coochie Moocha.
I
like to Coochie Moocha.
On the next episode of Blacked.
Coochie Moocha.
Yeah, who knows, man? But yeah, there's a whole lot that people don't know. I'm sure people that listen to this podcast like, black people have fake names. That's not correct. Go to Google, motherfucker. Go to Google. Like, me and Keith actually do the research and actually are well read enough that when we make statements, you can look them up and they are accurate.
Yeah. None of my even if you think about your African friends you like grew up with, you might have went to high school with, or
Right.
like I went to college with. None of them ever had a last name McGee
Never. None of them.
or Fingers.
They will never have. Think about this in a very basic way. If our origin is Africa, right? All of our origin is Africa. Actually, everyone's is, first of all, right?
Yeah.
But more specifically, black Americans in America, why don't we have the same names as the people from Africa?
Yeah.
It's because
Because they try to call us Toby.
yeah. They changed their names to Toby. They changed their names to Keith and Eddie and shit. And then from there, that's why we have these names. But yeah, man. Kind of unfortunate I didn't get a chance to try this ice cream. Great value. You need to, if you come out with another ice cream, then make sure you at least talk to some black folks. But you know what? Honestly, I'd rather try a black-owned ice cream on Juneteenth. I don't see a problem with supporting people who look like me that make ice cream. I think that's a great idea. Just like if you're a person that's Jewish and there is a holiday that is commemorating a specific day in a Jewish history, I think it's cool to support, some type of Jewish outlet.
Yeah, last year, I had went to a Juneteenth event out here in Bakersfield. It was pretty cool just seeing like black people come together. It was a lot of like people with food trucks, and they set up things, and I spent my money with them. So it was a pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I think it would be dope. I think it'd be dope if Walmart actually said like, "Hey, on Juneteenth, it could have been something this simple." This is what Walmart literally could have did. But I don't think Walmart is responsible for Great Value. Is that a Walmart brand, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
God
That's
damn.
their brand.
They could have said that, this percent will go to black funded colleges or some shit like that. And I think it would have I think it low key would have kind of absolved them of
HBCUs.
Yeah, that this percentage of money goes specifically to black colleges or some shit. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, they was keeping all the money.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Check this out. Imagine if I am, as a black man, if I'm celebrating a Mexican holiday, right? And I am getting 100% profit off of that. And I'm talking about I'm some major company. I'm a major company. I'm at the top of that company. I'm a black guy. And I'm selling Mexican products, getting 100% profit on it. And I ain't doing shit for Mexican people. They'd be like, yo, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. That's a cultural appropriation.
Yeah, that's literally, you're literally using someone else's culture to make you money while you do nothing for those people. And I don't think that's okay. I genuinely don't. People say, well, I don't see the big deal. We all live in America, we all have the same opportunities. I think it's fine. It's not a big deal. I mean, yeah, maybe for you, depending on how you looking at it, but yeah, I don't really agree with the notion of coming out with of Great Value of all. No, but not even Ben and Jerry's,
Well,
man.
Walmart is big enough and dumb enough to do it. So that's pretty much what it boils down to. They're, one of the most wealthiest companies in the world. So they like, oh, what, if we get a little backlash, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, we got the money to take this right off the shelves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This will not hurt us at all.
Man, red velvet cake. Let me see. I looked it up. I bet you
red velvet and like a cheesecake swirl, I think.
Oh, let me see here. Yeah, it says. Oh crap! Damn it!
I'm very curious to know how they came up with that flavor too.
I don't know. Did they consult with any black people if we really eat, share and celebrate African culture? Apparently, and it's showing black hands. It's showing like black hands
on the box on the carton.
They look very, very happy. They seem
happy
to be
hands.
Very happy blacks on the front of those ice cream tubs there.
Yeah,
I think that honestly, this is the most that Great Value has ever went out, man. This is the most work they've ever done.
Yeah, they don't do nothing. They just make the generic version of any flavor.
Yeah, they got like music notes on it. It's like music notes and black hands and peace signs.
That's what's so shocking to me. They for sure try to capitalize, especially with the plates and stuff like that.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
And what's funny is these major like companies, they're like, I don't think they'll see it coming.
Yeah. We'll make a killing on this.
Yeah. We're gonna sell this slave ice cream. I mean, this
but they to their I don't know how you would say it, but to kind of to their point, they do this with every holiday, right? What is it? We're about to be in June. 4th of July is coming up, so at the end of June, probably in the middle of June, that's when we're gonna start to see the flags and the plates and hot dog buns and all these different things. So they just doing what they do, but they just didn't really realize the backlash that they would get by trying to monetize, like especially a fresh holiday. I think if they did this 15 years from now, it might blow over a little bit easier.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cinco de Mayo, get a Mexican discount on Cinco de Mayo. He'd be like, yo, what is a Mexican discount? What the fuck is this guy talking about? The same person is like, build a wall. They're like, ooh, Mexican discounts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're going to get that Mexican discount and you're going to talk shit about Mexicans as soon as you leave Walmart. Yo, that's crazy. If you live in a country to be like, build a wall and go right to a taco truck.
Yep.
Crazy, man.
Right to that Cinco de Mayo little function at the club.
Yep. That'll be like, yeah. I think that, like, imagine if you have any issues with any other cultures that live in the United States, you shouldn't be allowed to celebrate anything from their culture.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to eat no tacos. You shouldn't be allowed to eat no nothing.
Yeah. We're all hypocrites, though.
To a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is wild.
It'll be some black dude like, I ain't supporting nothing the white man do. And they be like, hey, let me get some of them Hot Pockets over there.
Yeah, nigga Dr. Umar drive a Tesla or something like that.
Yeah, no, it'd be like, I ain't supporting nothing the white man do. I'm done with that. And then he got a white girlfriend.
Yeah.
You ever seen the super pro black guy with a white girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, look, it's nothing wrong with dating white people. That's fine. But like the fact that you like literally go to sleep with a dashiki on and you talk bad shit about white people and you still dating white girls.
Yeah. So it just don't really. You gotta live your life the same across the board, you know.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious. He'd be like, get you a black queen, marry, and have black babies, and then you'd be like, bro, your girlfriend's Amber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yo, kids look like Klay Thompson out there.
All your kids look like Steph. All your kids look like Steph Curry.
A bunch of Jason Tatums running around.
Yeah, that's hilarious. All your kids looking like Joe Budden and shit. Oh, man. I don't know, man. My sister sent me a picture of her with a Celtics shirt on like I give a fuck. Yeah. I was like, okay.
She went to the Laker game with the Celtics stuff on.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I don't know what that means. Shout out to my big sister. I still don't care that the Celtics are going to the finals. You still got to actually win the finals. That's kind of how it works. All right. Anything else on this, Keith?
No, that's about it. Somebody might be able to make a killing though. Like if they scoop the ice cream up before they took it down.
Oh,
and they kind of just holding it. Yeah, putting it in their freezer. They might be able to make like triple their money or something like that.
Oh yeah, Juneteenth ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
You could run the price up on that.
Hopefully, one of these black-owned ice cream spots, like they do. All they got to do is do a Juneteenth ice cream, and you could not literally rip the logo, but just kind of do your own version of that, and be like, "Yo, this is a black-owned company that is doing the Juneteenth ice cream."
You know, the unfortunate thing is, it probably going to be some black people that just like use like a fake product to just take advantage of white people, like unknowing white people. They'll be like, they'll get all that ice cream off the shelf from Walmart before it like melt. And they'll guilt trip some white people like, do you want to support black people that have been oppressed for all these years?
Yeah.
Try this Juneteenth. They're like, oh, sure, no problem. I'll get it.
You need a little black girl, like, you know how the Girl Scouts be sitting outside of the stores?
Yeah.
You need a little black girl out there doing that with that sales pitch. Like, you want to support Juneteenth? Buy this ice cream.
You want to support black people? You've heard a lot of black people in your life, haven't you?
Yeah.
Buy this ice cream.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some old white lady like, oh God, I need to help. I need to help.
Yeah, I'll buy it all. White people would be funny because they always assume black people would be broke.
You know what?
I said they always assume black people would be broke.
Like what?
So it could be a little girl out there selling ice cream or whatever, and just be like, "Oh, I'll buy it all. Do you need some check for your college fund as well?" Like, miss, my dad is a doctor.
It's usually the liberal white people, that be doing that. Like they kind of like. They got like this extreme progressive but backwards way of thinking. Mm-hmm. It'll be like, yeah, I had to help her out. She looked like she was homeless.
Yeah.
Like the girl ain't homeless. She just got dreadlocks.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
That was funny.
They'll be putting extras on there. Like, I don't know if she could read very well, but she sold us the ice cream, and I'm just glad I could support black businesses.
Yeah.
They go straight to Instagram. I just supported a black business.
Oh, for sure.
Black is beautiful.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day. You be like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next slide is him like with a full scoop of freaking Juneteenth ice cream.
A full scoop of expired black ice cream. They about to get sick as a motherfucker too. Oh man. You know what I'm gonna do? This would be super fucked up. If you just get some containers, like if you find some like local place in town that makes like whole ice cream like vanilla, and then you get like you just buy the wrapping for the outer layer of the ice cream container, and you call it like Juneteenth or Black History ice cream, and you sell each tub for like $10, and it's just regular vanilla ice cream, but you called it Black Juneteenth ice cream, and people be like, "Have you tried this new vanilla Black Juneteenth ice cream? Yeah. It's great."
There's something about it. It might be a little bit of fried chicken flavor in there.
Yeah, a little bit of chicken in there. I just sold you a whole placebo.
Just regular vanilla.
You are suffering from the placebo effect, sir.
Yeah.
There is no chicken in that ice cream.
No, they screwed up with the red velvet. I think they should have did like, it should have been like
what's a black cake? Like a cake we always eat.
I don't even know if it's a black cake, but like maybe a cobbler.
Yeah, peach cobbler ice cream.
Peach cobbler ice cream.
Black folks fuck with. I don't fuck with peach cobbler though, but black folks fuck with peach cobbler, sweet potato pie,
or pie, sweet potato pie. Work. Yeah.
What's another dessert we really be on? Shit,
like maybe a yams ice cream.
Yeah, me personally, I don't know about a lot. I fuck with German chocolate.
German chocolate is cool. I'm not a fan of all the coconut, but German chocolate is solid.
I fuck with German chocolate. I just noticed, like in my family over the years, like the most common cakes that are around, cakes and pies, pumpkin pie, or either a pumpkin, sweet potato pie.
Don't mess with pumpkin?
I don't fuck with pumpkin pie.
Y'all be having it at the family functions?
Yeah.
Dang, we don't never have no pumpkin.
The only pie
You'll get ran out of the house with some pumpkin pie.
Or it might be sweet potato. I might be tripping because I don't think we really fuck with that. But it'd be sweet potato pie for sure. I only fuck with apple. Sweet potato pie, apple pie, German chocolate cake, Lemon cake.
Lemon cake. Okay.
What's another one?
That's pretty much just be basics.
Basics. But when it comes to black, like black foods, black eyed peas, collard greens, cornbread,
mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is like one of the big ones.
That's a staple.
Fried chicken.
Sure. Fried chicken.
Mustard greens.
Mm-hmm. We mess with collards.
Yeah, I said collard greens.
Oh, you said collards.
Yeah, black folks don't call it collard greens, though. They say collard greens. Sick. Yeah, there's more but turkey legs is another one too.
Turkey legs, you get the turkey legs with the gravy on it.
Yeah,
it might be fire.
I don't really fuck with turkey legs though.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of bad fried. The biggest thing Mexicans and black people have in common is the food be killing us.
Yeah,
like we can't eat our foods too much.
And we just like it, man. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. I feel like around the holidays, it's cool. You know, you got your Easters, you got your Thanksgivings and your Christmases where you can really, like, dig in. But I think throughout the year, like, we just need to eat better.
Yeah, bro. Like, I think about the shit that especially black folks and Mexicans be eating, like, cultural foods, like the grease and, like depending on what it is, it'd be like manteca and just all like lard and it's just like you can't eat shit like that all the time. Mm-hmm. Like I fuck with tacos big time, but like even the way some of the stuff is made, like the consommé that you dip the tacos in, it's just so much salt. It's just too much, man. Like I pick a time to eat it. But besides that, I don't be really doing that. Some people eat like that every day.
Regularly, huh?
Every day. That's I can't do that.
And the thing about it is like you can eat healthy food that is also good. It's just we have bad habits.
Yes.
You know? And we also are reluctant to try new things.
Yeah.
So if we're not familiar with something, it's like, nah, I'd rather stick to what I'm doing.
We'll try it though. We'll try it when the doctors say, hey, if you eat one more piece of fried chicken, your ass gonna have a stroke. You'll be like, I gotta eat healthy, man. Doctor said. It's like, I've been telling you this 9 years ago, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Yep. Switching gears. Equality in real time. I was telling Keith about this before I made it here to the studio. And basically, I was headed here to go do the podcast. And I seen 3 women. One was in the driver's seat. Another one was standing outside of a car, and one was in the back seat, and they had their flasher lights on. And I assumed the car had just broke down. They were in the left turning lane. And honestly, like over the years, I've helped many people, not just women, but many people over the years that have a broke down car. I get out and push them to a safe area. But at this particular time, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel like doing anything. I had on I just got out the shower. I had my shoes, my really nice slide-on shoes and stuff, and I was like, man, I don't feel like doing that. And the woman that was outside of the car kind of stood there and looked around, like almost as if she was looking for somebody to come help, right? And I was just like, man, I just don't feel like doing it. Luckily, 2 cars behind me, 2 men jumped out, and they helped. Right, they helped push the car in there, and I think there was a woman to my right, and we were both at the light about to go, and I don't know if she was looking at me or looking at whatever, but I think that as men, we feel the obligation to help women in a tight spot, and I think that's still a good thing. I just believe in helping people, and many times over the years, I've pushed tons of cars because I know what it feels like for my car to break down. I know how it feels. But I will say this. In that moment, there are probably women listening to the podcast like, why'd you just stand there and let women push the car? Here's the thing. In that moment, I was actually supporting women, okay? Because we live in a time where there's 3 grown women, one in the back, one driving, and one on the outside that was going to push. I'm in there, I'm in the car, and because I didn't get out, society will kind of view me like, where are all the men? Why aren't men helping out? What's going on? A lot of times you have to assume the responsibility of a car owner. When things happen to your car, you have to be able to change tires. You have to be able to push the car, whatever. In the history of me having cars that have been raggedy, because I've had a lot of raggedy cars in my day, and this is no slight to all women. I'm sure there's probably maybe a few that may have helped, that would have probably helped me if they were there. Not one time in the history of my cars breaking down has a woman felt obligated to hop out and help me push my car. Not one time in 37 years has a woman hopped out the car and helped me push that motherfucker anywhere. It was always another man, or I did it by myself. And that's not to slight women. I'm just trying to paint a picture here that we want to paint this utopia of what the world should be, when in actuality, the world is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. The world is what it is, mm-hmm. right? I don't even know if women would feel the need to get out. I don't think they feel obligated to help men in a situation like that, because they feel like, oh, he's got it. He'll handle it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's kind of how we've been programmed. Mm-hmm. But then we're trying to push these ideologies or this idea of equality. I feel like women deserve, from an equitable standpoint, they don't for doing the same type of work, they should not get paid less for that. Mm-hmm. Right? I believe in that form of equality. But as far as societal norms, it just doesn't work out like that. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't. Keith gave me one example of, it was an older woman that helped him do something with his car one time. But yeah, in the history of like my dad having a raggedy car that didn't go nowhere, or we broke down, not one time has a woman ever got out and pushed us anywhere. Not once. Mm-hmm. So it's just something to think about. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not to say that women are bad. Once again, for those that'll be like, oh my God, why is that he shitting on us? No, I'm not shitting on you, but I just know you wouldn't push a man's car. And some of y'all will break down in the middle of nowhere and call your boyfriend that's in another city to help you change your tire, instead of getting down on that dirty floor like we do and changing that tire.
Yeah, all women do is drive men crazy.
Yeah, they drive cars, they drive men crazy. Babe, I'm like 40 miles away, but the tire blew out, and you'll be like,
babe, I'm in Las Vegas with the girls, but I'm stuck on the freeway right now. It's like, this nigga's at work.
I'm at work. Like, so when do you think you can make it? You'd be like, hey, y'all don't know how to change a tire? Like, but we have our dresses on and we're about to go to the casino.
Here's what you do. Hop on TikTok like you always are. Put hashtag tire change. Figure it out.
Hey, yo, women, when they really want something, they're like, but we're broke down. They're kind of dragging out that word.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
I think that that's like that's real feminism, though, what you did. Because feminism is really about, like, you know, women finding like an equality.
Right.
Yeah. So what you did was just real, true feminism. Feminism at its finest.
I felt guilty in that moment, though. Mm-hmm. I felt guilty because, like, it's something in me as a man where I want to help women.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, I genuinely didn't want to do shit. I'm like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm not trying to help y'all push. Y'all got 3 grown ass women there. You better get out and push that fucking car.
Yeah, in reality, it just happened to be a woman. Like, right. I know for me,
100%.
If I feel like, if it's on my heart to help somebody, then I'm gonna help them. But if I feel like I'm in a space where I'm not gonna be doing it with my whole heart in it, and I'm just doing it because it's supposed to be done, then generally I won't do it. Because, you know, to me, it just feels better to me when I'm like, if I give somebody change and I do it because I genuinely am feeling good that day and I got a little extra money here and there. And not when you kind of forced to do it, because I feel like that's a space where you don't really, like, if you're giving or helping from that space, then it's not really like the authentic version of it. But yeah, like Eddie was saying, I don't have that same experience as far as like women not helping me out. I don't know if my car has ever broken down in that way. Maybe once, yeah. And I think some dude like was able to like hop out and help me. So for me, I'm at like a 50% clip because the one lady and the lady didn't speak no English. She was trying to communicate with me and how to push the car and stuff like that. She provided maybe 10% help that didn't actually work because I was pushing the SUV. And it was cold. It was a whole thing. But I for sure appreciate her help. And then like eventually another dude was just walking down the street and he seen us and he was like, yo, like, y'all need help? I was like, yes. God sent an angel. God sent the angel, and he was Mexican too, so he really sent the angel.
Oh. That was a good. Yo, you slipped that one in there. Oh man.
But yeah, we pushed that. But yeah, I think like, especially with that story, it's oftentimes like, I think that we all need help in life. We all need, whether our car break down, we run out of gas, you might need somebody to spare you $10 here, whatever the case may be. But I think that stuff should be like surplus, right? Yeah. I think that we shouldn't rely on the help of anybody, especially when you have 3 people in a car, whether you're women, men, whatever. Like, you guys should be able to. What kind of car was it?
It was like an old Mitsubishi or something. It looked kind of beat up.
Like a sedan or?
It was a car, just a regular car.
Yeah. So if it's not, obviously if it's not an SUV or a truck or something like that, like two women should be able to push it, especially with the moment.
It was 3 of them.
Well, I'm saying like somebody steering the car, but
okay.
If the other person don't get out, just obviously they got to hit the gas. I mean the brake and stuff like that. But if 2 people are right there, I've pushed, and mind you, like I remember my sister's car. She got a Mazda 3 or something like that, and I pushed that by myself. Like, and I low key I had to stop because the car just got too heavy and I lost momentum. But I pushed that like low key, like out of the street and then up a little ramp or something like that.
Yeah, that shit suck when they got to go up some little thing.
Yeah, that's what happened when I was pushing the SUV with the lady, because it was like a imagine pulling out of a driveway and it's that little dip once you hit the street. Once the asphalt hit the sidewalk, it's that little dip, and I couldn't get it out of the dip, and it was just sitting there. So same thing when I was pushing my sister's car, I was like pushing it up that, and it was just like, I can't go no more. Like, I've used all my strength.
You know how you could, I guess with certain, if you got a stick, I guess you could pop the clutch and somebody could drive off. If you push somebody if they got a stick, if they throw it in gear, it can start the car up. I pushed this one dude, right? I told him, I said, hey, look, man, I was like, you could pop the clutch. And I guess he was familiar with that. So I was running full speed with the car. It was a Honda. And I was pushing it quick, too. Car started rolling. And he popped it. And he just drove off, which is fine, but now I'm in the middle of the busy traffic, and this nigga just drove off. He didn't say thank you, nothing. Motherfucker just drove off. I was like, God damn, man. I'm on California Avenue with cars just flying by. I'm like, golly, you fucking jerk. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's a trip, man, when you think about it. Like, I genuinely felt bad in that moment, but I really shouldn't feel bad. What I've learned from that too is you got to let women struggle with shit on their own before you offer them assistance. Because what happens is women will start looking at you funny. Like, they'll be carrying something like, oh, hey, you need some help? You got that? They'll be like, yeah, I've got it. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get enough of these reactions from women to where it's gonna make me more and more less likely to help you with shit. Not because I'm judging every woman, because some women want the help, but at the same time, it's like, I'm gonna let you struggle before I help you with anything.
Yeah, I think
women will be like this. They'll be on Twitter like, we don't need men for shit. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need you. Babe, can you open this jar of pickles, please? I'll be like, shit, I can't open them either.
Yeah. We talked about it. That's facts.
Sometimes that jar of pickles be hard as fuck.
Yeah. You got to do all the remedies, put it in cold or hot water and put the towel around it.
I'll hand that jar of pickles back to my girl like, you need to go find a real man to open it.
You just pack up your bags and dip. Like, honey, I can't do this.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Just take this jar of pickles to your ex.
But I think it is important for women to have like some basic car skills though.
Yeah.
Like pushing the cars, that's more of a physical thing, and it's not easy by any means. But just being able to change a tire or at least check your oil. You don't have to. I don't change my oil personally, but be able to check your oil, check your fluids in your car. Recognize if your tires need to be rotated or if they balled in or whatever. Just like some basic stuff.
Yeah. Don't be posting all them booty pics in the gym, but you don't want to use your booty when it comes to pushing that car.
No, that's facts. That's a good workout, too.
You better use them booty gains to push that motherfucking car.
Nah, Bakersfield is the worst, too. Like, in the summertime, Bakersfield is the worst place to have car issues. In the summertime.
God, it's so fucking hot.
Yeah, because it'd be 105 and you out there trying to push a car, bro, that's death.
Oh, no.
And the car be hot. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like when I was pushing my sister's car, it was so hot that I had to like maybe put my shoulder into it it was terrible, bro.
I think I think the worst thing about Bakersfield heat is when you get in your car and that seatbelt is hot as fuck. Mm-hmm. I burnt myself one day putting that motherfucker on.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
You get a 3rd-degree burn with that motherfucker.
Yeah, man, I could cook a taco on this motherfucker, man. You know how they had them stuffed grilled burritos?
Yeah.
I could grill a burrito in this motherfucker, man. That's how hot it is. It's not shit, man.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, man.
You know you bought that little meal warmer thing?
Yeah, but
you really don't need that.
no, not no bullshit. I'm serious. When it gets hot enough, there was a dude that told me, there was a truck driver. He told me that he would get a steak from like Walmart or something. And he knew exactly how many miles he had to drive for that steak to get cooked on his engine. What he would do is he would take like chicken wire. First of all, what he would do is he would season the steak, put a little butter in it, and then he would wrap it in a bunch of foil, and he would get chicken wire and he would tie it to the fucking motor.
Yeah.
And then he would drive X amount of miles, and then he could start smelling the butter and shit and the seasonings. He was cooking steaks off his motor, bro. No lie. That's probably one of the most interesting truck driver stories I've heard from a driver. We never talk about truck driving on here, but this dude was cooking steaks off his fucking motor, dude. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow.
Did he say how many miles?
I didn't remember how many miles, but he said when he starts smelling that butter and the seasoning and stuff. And
he could smell it while he driving.
And it'd be a perfectly cooked steak.
Oh, that's fire.
Perfectly cooked steak.
Dang. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to understand like how much, and by the way, especially if you're loaded, you could be pulling up to 80,000 pounds. Mm-hmm. So you pulling 80,000 pounds versus this one steak that's in there and it's pulling.
Yeah.
And there's so much heat in there.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's dope.
Yeah.
I wonder how I'm sure I wonder how like the process was of like getting it right. Like he might have overcooked it a couple times, undercooked it a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know, but all I know is I could just imagine how good that steak. Mm-hmm. Like that story was wild, but he said, "Yep, I've done it 1,000,000 times, man." Damn. I remember I met some very stereotypical truck drivers when I first started driving, and I remember I was off the I-80. It's a place for anybody want to look it up. It's the I-80. It's the biggest truck stop in the world, right? And I went to visit that place. It was a buffet. It was a buffet inside of there, and the dude was like, "Yeah, right now they be hauling all kind of shit. Right now I got some dead animals I'm taking from here though." I'm like, "Damn,
yeah,
you hauling dead animals?" Another dude was hauling, like motherfuckers be hauling all kind of squirrels and shit. You like, dude.
Yeah, squirrels.
Bro, they hauling all kinds of like roadkill and.
I've seen cows before.
Cows all chopped up. You be like.
Nah, these was whole cows.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Legs all sticking out the top of
the top, yeah. And if you look, the cow be looking like he in shock. Like, I can't believe these niggas killed me. These cows done kill. No, these niggas done killed me and turned me into a food item on Juneteenth. Try our new Juneteenth burgers. We don't even get the good beef. We get the shot cow beef on Juneteenth.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh man.
But, yeah. I just going back to my point. Like, we just need women. I think. For me, at least, like in terms of a relationship, if the playing field is even, obviously we're gonna play our parts, right? Like for traditionally, and I don't even like to say it like this because it's gonna get misconstrued. But in terms of like I would say like what a traditional family looks like, the woman might take care of the household in some capacity,
make sandwiches.
Yeah, they might cook and clean and all these things, and then the man
complain about the sandwiches, ladies.
The man would take care of like the more
grunt work.
Yeah, like whether it's like fixing something that's maybe something is going bad in the sink in the bathroom or whatever the case may be, and obviously working probably in the oil fields or something like that. So it's like this kind of ebb and flow to the relationship, right? So on that basic level, like I think for me, I wouldn't mind if if I needed to change a flat tire if we both out, or if the oils need to be changed on the car or whatever. I wouldn't mind like jacking the car up and doing that type of stuff. But I just think it's certain times where like your man is not available.
Right.
And I think just knowing the basics about how to change your tire, because the stuff is in the car. I mean, generally if you got a new car, the jack is going to be in there, the spare tire is going to be in the trunk. Yeah. You could just knock it out real quick.
I think as men, we're part of the problem, though. We're part of the problem because we always want to offer our services in moments where we need to be offering our experience. For example, when you changing any tire, you at home, you need to, hey, babe, come out here and check this out. I'm going to show you how to change a tire. Mm-hmm. We have to start, if women don't know about this stuff, we need to teach them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because in a moment where we can't be available, or let's say, for example, I've worked this long fucking 16-hour shift and I'm dead asleep and you broke down the street, but instead of you changing that tire yourself, you got to wake me up. I'm not going to be happy to change that tire. Mm-hmm. You need to change that motherfucking tire.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Some people be like, the funny thing too is like, I feel like it's very empowering for women to learn these things. You know, just to know them so you can use these skills. Like, you don't want to be that woman that's like, look, we don't need no man for nothing, and you calling roadside assistance, and it's a man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, get down there on that dirty ground and change that tire just like a man would do it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's actually not that hard. It's more so kind of getting over the fear of like, oh dang, this is a real tire that's blown out on my car. I gotta loosen these lug nuts or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, and look, you used to dealing with nuts. So all you gotta do is just take them lug nuts off, change them off. You know, it's a little different though.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. Switching gears. The very unfortunate news that we did not want to talk about, but we have no choice. And that was the shooting in Texas, where 19 children, that's the count, correct? Was it 19?
I'm not sure what the count was. I know it's up there.
It was just going up.
It might be 18 and a teacher, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, man. And it's just an absolute terrible fucking story. The thing about it, man, is we'll speak more to what's surrounding it. Since these kids have lost their lives, there's been a fight between a lot of liberals and conservatives on the internet and shit. And you even have Coach Steve Kerr talking about, Mitch McConnell and how certain papers have been sitting on his desk for this long. And I think that there's kind of we've took a very simplistic approach to a complex issue. These shootings have been a problem since Columbine in 1999. This is not a new issue. This is a very repetitive issue that we've become desensitized to. But what woke us back up is 19 kids losing their life. 19 fourth graders. It took 19 fourth graders to lose their life. And a week before that, 10 black people got murdered in a store. So it's like, I felt like the story surrounding the black people was front page news, but it wasn't taken with the same severity as the 19 children. But this is not to compare or contrast. It's to say, why would it take 19 children for you to see that this shit has been a problem? That's the crazy thing. Not only that, we live in a time now where we have been infiltrated in every single place that we go. We have been shot in theaters. We have been shot in malls. We have been shot in churches. We have been shot in schools. We have been shot almost anywhere a person can be shot. So now we are in a position that is more unique than any time in American history. I think that now, like, people are like, this is enough. We have to do something. We've offered thoughts and prayers during every single mass shooting. Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. But I think now we've graduated from thoughts and prayers to we need to do something. We need to do something. That's the new thing. We've graduated to that. But there needs to be a real course of action. And we need real actionable items this time. Mm-hmm. They said we need stiffer gun laws. That's what like the liberals are saying. And I feel like you could make the gun laws stiffer, fine. That's not going to change what's in a person's heart and mind. You can't legislate good mental health. This is not how it works, unfortunately. It's not. And conservatives are like on the opposite side where they're like, we need more guns. We need more guns in the hands of good citizens. And even though there may be some legitimacy to that statement, I mean, you're not going to be objective to that because you have a bias towards that. That like conservatives, that's the party of the Second Amendment.
Yeah, guns give them an erection.
They'd be like jacking off, like, AR-15s, fuck.
9mm.
9mm cock, fuck. But I didn't even mean to be funny with that. But that's the thing. I will say that both parties are making some sense in a sense that liberals more or less are taking the mental health approach. They're saying, you know, we need to focus on the mental health issues in some of these people, right? And I think that's good, but truth be told, we could pray, we could have thoughts and prayers, we can do the mental health thing as much as we can, but it's not going to impact somebody who is truly mentally ill and wants to commit some crazy, insidious act on innocent people. Here's my take, and a lot of people may not agree with it, but I don't care if you do or don't. We have made it into a time in American history. It's very unique. And I don't give a fuck if you're liberal, conservative, independent, libertarian, whatever you are. Each and every one of you would shoot somebody to defend your family. Every single one of you. That is a non-debatable fucking statement. I don't give a fuck how left you are, middle-leaning you are, whatever you are. We have to attack this from all angles. The mental health aspect, and we have to start shooting these people. We have to start shooting these people, period. We cannot keep living in a world where mass shooter shoots 30 people and gets apprehended after he does it. You don't deserve to get a fair trial because you didn't give people a fair chance. You need to be shot. You need to be shot. There needs to be more guns on law-abiding citizens that want to defend their families. They need to incentivize teachers that want to protect themselves and the students. We need real world, real life reactions to mass shooters. We could pray all we want. I believe in the power of prayer, but prayer is not going to stop a crazy person with the AR-15. When the fuck are we going to wake up? We have to start shooting these motherfuckers. Period. And they might shoot a person here or a person there, but we can mitigate the issue by putting guns in the hands of soccer moms, by putting guns in the hands of the local pastor, by putting guns in the hands of grandma or grandpa. Not really old people, though. They might shoot the wrong person. But if you put it in the hands of someone who can make a fair judgment, we could save a lot more lives. We could also start making mass shooters think twice about the shit they're going to do because the headlines are going to change. The headlines won't be like mass shooter shoots 30 people. Mass shooter shoots 40 people. Mass shooter, it's going to be like mass shooter attempts to, plans get foiled to do a mass shooting by another plan foiled of a mass shooting. We're going to start shooting these motherfuckers. I think even without the government stepping in, I really believe that there's some Americans right now that are in Walmart with a gun right now. There are some Americans in church. The pastor got a gun behind his back. Like, it's up to us at this point. Like, the government, they can only legislate so much. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be up to us, and I think there's going to be people shooting back at these motherfuckers. That's what I personally think.
I guess the issue that I have with that is like, one, those people were in Texas, and Texas has, obviously it's a state that is, Second Amendment heavy.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as in with the teachers with guns and stuff, like it's a liability thing. Like having those guns around kids, like I don't know. I don't see a world where that's ever going to happen. Just based off of the possibilities that having guns around kindergartners, second graders, and stuff like that, and how nosy some kids be and getting into teacher stuff. I just don't see that. But it's just a tough situation, because part of it is like, even in that situation, there were police officers that were shooting at him, but he essentially got to them first, and I don't think he killed the police officers, but I think he wounded like two different police officers prior to shooting all the kids. So it's like, that's kind of how you wanted it to play out, right? You wanted somebody with a gun to try to prevent him from, harming X amount of kids, but like it just didn't really work out like the way you would have hoped it would have. So I don't know. I guess that's my. I guess the only rebuttal is like you need better shooters as far as police officers, or you need like higher grade of weapons or something like that. So not necessarily like to like combat what you're saying, but just to provide some perspective, I guess.
100%. But I think in regards to the liability issues, I think it's more of a liability of my kid being shot with a gun than a gun being around my child. I'd rather a gun be around my child with an adult that's protecting my child than the first interaction of my child being from a gun shooting him. So I'd rather much sign a waiver stating that Mr. Jacobs has a concealed carry. Mrs. Anderson has a concealed carry, whatever the case. But I much rather feel okay sending my kids to school. Do you know how many, when the kids got shot, I was glad I didn't have kids, because I didn't have to live with the idea of worrying about what the fuck was going on with my child. Imagine seeing all them little kids getting shot. Now your kid got to go to school the next day, bro.
Not to mention like not knowing if your kid is one of those victims, Right. Like you at work and you catching word from the news that there was a shooting at the school your kids go to, and you checking every minute, updating the thing to see if your son or your daughter is one of the ones that got shot. And then me, for me, that was like the saddening thing for me. I don't have kids, but just thinking about my niece, being at school, or my nieces and my nephews being at school, or I have friends that are teachers, and I'm like, yo, I would be devastated if one of my friends got caught.
And the thing about it too is like, you see these people get shot. I just feel like there's a certain amount of us being desensitized that plays into this, because it's like, man, just thoughts and prayers to the people affected. This is so bad. We got to stop. But it's so easy to give thoughts and prayers when your kids ain't dead. You get to hug your kids at night. And it's not to make you like, to guilt trip you, but like the thoughts and prayers, man, it's not a bad thing, but it ain't doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing to a crazy person walking into these places that want to inflict harm on people.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's like it's almost like, I don't even know how to, it's just, I can't even find the words to articulate how I feel about this. Because like, honestly, we need swift justice now. Now we've gotten to a place where we can't just say thoughts and prayers. We got to be the person that's willing to shoot somebody. Like, that's literally what we're in a position, like the position we're in. We have to start disciplining these people. That's what I'll say. So, so Instagram or any other, place won't try to cancel me for saying this. If a person walks into a room with whatever type of weapon that they have, and they find it okay to open that weapon and use it on people. We need to discipline them concurrently. They do not deserve a fair trial. Mm-hmm. They do not deserve to be judged by what do you call it? A jury of your peers. Mm-hmm. The only peer you deserve is the one that's 6 feet underground. Mm-hmm. When you come into a church and you do that, you don't deserve a fair trial. You don't deserve to be apprehended. Mm-hmm. You need to be dealt with right there. And that's one of the biggest issues. We keep saying we need to do something. Unfortunately, that's one of the only things we got left.
But I think what about what is worse is like having to live with that the rest of your life, or I feel like sometimes killing somebody could low key be like letting them off the hook. If that makes sense.
Man, I don't have any empathy for these people. I have none. I don't even think I just wonder what was going through his mind and what he was, man, fuck these people, man. I'm sorry. There's nothing that can make me have empathy for somebody that will go harm a child, that will harm multiple children. Bro, you need to be disciplined concurrently on the spot. You do not need to be alive anymore. You need to be unalived at that moment.
Unalived.
You need to be unalived at that moment.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of seeing these motherfuckers, man. These motherfuckers, they done went in the theaters. They went into every spot that we go to with our families, and they done open fire and hurt people. We got to hurt them back. That's all we can do. We could pray all we want, and I think prayer is great. I believe in the power of prayer. But prayer is not going to stop a psycho. A psycho ain't thinking about prayer. Mm-hmm. I'd rather, look, I know we don't want to have a conversation, but it has to be had. It has to be had. We said we need to do something. If you don't have an idea for something, I'm giving you something right now. And that something is we could take the liberal and conservative approach and throw it at this issue and see what comes out of it. I think it's okay if the Democrats want stiffer gun laws, cool. If conservatives want more guns in the hands of law-abiding citizens, cool. I think that both of those things are decent, but at the end of the day, somebody gonna have to get shot. And it's not gonna be my kid, it's not gonna be my uncle, it's not gonna be my grandma, it's not gonna be any innocent person. We shooting these motherfuckers. They need to get shot. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of getting on the podcast and offering up these diluted responses. Man, I don't even know what we're gonna do, man. I don't even know what we're gonna do, man. This is crazy. Bro, I'll say this. You could quote me on it. They're not going to take this off air. This is the podcast. Yeah. Start shooting these people. They need to get shot. Period. We need to stop burying fucking fifth graders and decide as American people, are we willing to defend our own children and the people around? Because this is too much. Innocent black people, innocent kids, everybody getting shot. It crosses color barriers, but especially it's fucked up when it's specific. Mm-hmm. You went into a church and shot black people. Then you go into a freaking store and shoot 10 black people. Mm-hmm. And then one of the victims was a fucking child. The youngest of the victims in Buffalo was a fucking child. Getting tired of burying kids. For what? What are we talking about anymore? Shoot these motherfuckers. Shoot them. I ain't got nothing else to offer this conversation, man. I'm just so fucking tired of this shit, man. I'm so tired of it. What are we going to do? We need to do something. We need to do something. Man, ain't nobody going to do shit. There's going to be another mass shooting next week. It's going to be another mass shooting next week, and ain't nobody going to do nothing but offer thoughts and prayers over and over and over. And we're going to keep praying and dying. We ain't got no other option but to shoot these motherfuckers, man. It just thinking about it, man, like I was playing it cool, but the more I think about it, it just makes me super duper angry that we are adults, and as long as our children are safe, and our family are safe, we never are able to personalize it. But imagine a parent that's sick. One of the teachers that died, she got shot, and her husband died of a fucking heartbreak. He had a heart attack and died after his wife. He visited the site, went home, and he fucking died of a heart attack. That's how much pain we dealing with in America. That these fucking nerds and incels go into these buildings and shoot people. It's crazy, man. And it's so repetitive. And it's always, it don't matter how different these pictures is, it looked like the same motherfucker committing the crimes. Have you noticed that? It looked like the same niggas committing the crime. He looked like a nerdy incel motherfucker. Same motherfucker. Mm-hmm. We had like a satirical approach to one of these situations, and we said something like, "Yo, we need to like trick these mass shooters and get them in a room and just shoot them." This shit is wild. It's the most cowardice way. Like, bro, I don't encourage nobody to hurt themselves. I encourage people to find help. Find help somewhere if you can, please. But if you really think you about to go hurt somebody, man, you better off doing that to yourself. Stop hurting people, man. Stop hurting innocent people.
Dude shot his grandma too.
Yeah.
Before he went out and killed
fucking
those
crazy,
kids.
man.
Yeah. I think he shot her in the face.
Fucking nuts, man.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is beyond wild, man. This is just beyond wild. And it's like, it's a bunch of these motherfuckers all over America. These incel motherfucking nerdy, closed off. They hate everybody. It was a dude that had a YouTube channel. I think it was I forgot what school it was. It was a California school. And his biggest complaint was like all these girls having sex with these guys and never giving me a chance. And like they took his whole YouTube channel down. Mm-hmm. His complaint was, that no one would give him a chance. He was tired of it, and he just started opening fire on people.
At the school?
At the school. It was, oh my God, it wasn't Berkeley. Where was it? I don't think that's important. I don't even want to give this motherfucker no attention. And what I hate too, this is the biggest thing that I hate. I hate seeing these mass shooters the day after. Mm-hmm. Seeing the pictures of these guys.
Walking away in handcuffs.
It's not even walking away in handcuffs. Just seeing these people.
Oh, just seeing them in general.
It's almost like they've realized that their life means nothing, and they want to tie their life to committing this super crazy action because they know it would immortalize them in being who they like, being crazy. You know what I want to see? I want to see more people putting a hole in these motherfuckers, and then they get remembered for trying to start a mass shooting, but they got stopped. That's the headlines I want to see. I want to see a headline with a motherfucker that tried to pull a gun out, got put down, and now he is forgotten.
I think one thing too, we got to start like recognizing the signs of like what these mass shooters look like. It's very rare that these things come out of nowhere, right? Like the guy, I forget his name, but the guy had posted on Instagram like the pictures of the guns and stuff. I think he posted something about his grandma the day before he shot her. So like, I don't know who's monitoring social media, and we have all these algorithms or whatever. We get, posts taken down for saying certain things, but it seems like a lot of the real signs of these mass shooters just kind of flies under the radar. Even a guy in New York, I think he had YouTube videos speaking about certain subject matters, and like people are just not really paying attention to the prequels to a lot of these mass shootings.
Right.
So I don't know. That's something got to change.
I think that most people are too wrapped up in their own life to notice these things. Everyone's so distracted by everything going on social media, the latest dance on TikTok. They notice they're too busy keeping the rotation of holes in their phone. Like everybody's so distracted with their own life that we don't prioritize mental health. And since we don't prioritize it in our own lives, we're not going to notice the creepy, weird motherfucker with a trench coat that sits in the back of the classroom and says nothing. Nobody's gonna point that out. They're just gonna keep letting him be weird. In fact, they're gonna crack jokes on him because what happens is no one has learned. You see, the dude that you roasting and you cracking jokes on, you don't know that he has a bomb. You don't know that he has a gun. You don't know that he has hated you since the 4th grade and he gonna kill you on Friday because you've been making fun of him since he was in 4th grade. People don't realize it's crazy how we've seen these situations play out and they keep playing out because the people don't change. I don't know how much our government can do. This shit is on us. This is on us now. People say, Lawrence, that's not true. Our government needs to do something. Didn't you learn during the pandemic that your government can't do anything for you? You know how many businesses closed during the pandemic? If the government can't stop businesses from closing, how the fuck you think they're going to save lives? This shit is on us. We got to figure this shit out. Whether it's us literally standing up for ourselves and disciplining these people on the spot and also attacking the mental health aspect of it. But I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I'm going to have to retire from this conversation. It's probably some things I'm going to miss because my brain's not thinking straight. But, man, I haven't said anything on social media about this on purpose all week because it's such a highly emotional conversation to have that it's doing it a disservice to type things on social media. You could be the super keyboard warrior on social media, the social media activist. We need to do this. We need to do that. Like the person that's got all the greatest ideas, but in real life, you don't do shit. All you do is get on the fucking internet. We need to do this. We need to do this in legislation. We should be doing this. And you ain't doing a goddamn thing. You just that super liberal, that super conservative on the internet. But in real life, you don't do a goddamn thing.
I don't got nothing to say.
Switching gears. Liz Cambage, excuse me, who plays in the WNBA for the Sparks, the LA Sparks at this time, recently has got caught up in some shit. Liz Cambage called Nigerian players monkeys to kick off notorious basketball brawl. On the same day, she said she wished she played for the African country because her Aussie team was racist. Aussie basketball star Liz Cambage allegedly used a disgraceful racist slur against the Nigerian team at a warm-up in 2021, sparking a brawl that ended with her quitting the national team. The former Opal has been accused of calling Nigerians monkeys after elbowing one of her opponents in the neck and slapping another in the face during the clash, which is still sending shockwaves to Australian national team. Cambage used the slur after a Nigerian player, King, hit her in the head as a retaliation for 2 physical clashes, reported the Daily Telegraph, which also obtained a video showing the star appearing to strike her opponent, Victoria McClay, with an elbow. I seen that elbow. It was very vicious.
Really?
Oh, it was bad. She broke skin, dude.
Really?
She hit her so hard, she fucking broke her skin. Yeah, it's bad. Nigerian player claims Australian told one of her teammates on the day of the brawl that she wished she played for the African national team. Her fellow Opals was racist. But, yeah. Well, basically, Liz Cambage is half black. She's 6'8". And she's known for, having sexual photos and having an OnlyFans and shit. But she's a starting center in the a WNBA for the Sparks. She also is a person who has had multiple headlines. One of the most recent headlines we talked about here on the podcast about her, where one of the opposing coaches said, hey, man, make sure he said something about her weight. Come on, man. She's boxing out our girl. She's like 300 pounds. And he thought that he was just having cheek talk as a head coach. and Liz Cambage went after him and called him a little white man, and I don't need you talking about me. But that kind of showed me where her maturity was back then. I think me and Keith did a great job of covering that episode. I think I'll find it. It's in there. She's actually the cover art for that episode, Keith. But yeah, from then all the way to now, you get an idea of what kind of people you're dealing with. This is why it's important not to come out in public and just support anybody. Make sure you pay attention to people's character flaws first. Because you could look like a fool defending certain people. We all know who these people are. You know, some people in your family, maybe an uncle or a cousin or somebody, and you jump out there to defend them, but they was the one that was wrong the whole motherfucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to take some time before you come out and defend these people. You know, just like the Jesse Smolletts of the world. You remember all them pictures that people posted of Jesse Smollett? Yeah. All these celebrities posting all these photos, and we're with you, brother. We love you. We're praying for you. But he was a fucking liar. And you look at this situation with her, this is kind of Jesse Smollett-ish, where she basically is this horrible fucking person. And especially for her being a half black woman, you calling Nigerian players monkeys. And it was actually verified today because the captain of the Australian women's team said, yes, it is true. She called them monkeys. I was standing right there. We all heard it. Yeah. And then 7 players from the fucking Nigerian team said, yes, she called us monkeys. So you got teams from you got players from both sides saying you called them monkeys. Yeah. But you the same one that's talking about, oh, you called me 300 pounds. Nobody give a fuck, you racist motherfucker. Yeah. I don't care if you black or half black. You could be black and be racist towards your own people. We see it. Yeah. We seen black men that get up here with their dumb ass talking about, I don't date black women, they ghetto or some dumb shit. And you're like, dude, this is self-hate, man. Just shut the fuck up. Right? It's the same thing for her. Just because you black don't absolve you from being fucking racist. Yeah. This shit is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's one of those, like you said, the Jesse Smollett situation where I think we got to start taking our time when we come to the aid of some of these people. Because when that situation came out with the coach, like everybody kind of ran to her side, and you know they kind of talked bad about the coach, and you know all this body shaming and all these different things. And this may have happened. Did that happen before or after the Olympics?
I can't remember. What, the body shaming shit?
Yeah. It might have been after, right?
Might have possibly.
Yeah, but however it played out. This same person and this, I don't even know how this news came out or why it came out, but you know, we just start to see you can only hide your true character for so long. Exactly. And I think that's what we're seeing with this situation. Like Liz Cambage is, you know, she's just a terrible person, and that you know you can put on this front as much as you want to. You can post all these pictures on Instagram. You can do all these interviews and all these different things, but you know your true person is gonna come out eventually, and this is what it looks like.
Yeah, she about to get canceled on so many levels. There's so many people rocking with her. You know, a whole bunch of people. You know, black is beautiful. This girl is a queen, and you know she's 6'8", but she's
full-figured woman.
She a full-figure woman. Just everybody rocking with her. She getting all this support, but truth be told, she was a piece of shit the whole time. Yeah. This is why, I feel like me and Keith do a great job of remaining, very objective when it comes to these things. Like, even with the Jesse Smollett, in the very heat of it, we was just very neutral when we talked about it. In addition to, at the very end, I was like, man, I don't know about this guy. He called himself the gay Tupac. And me and Keith started laughing like a motherfucker. Yeah. I don't know what episode that was. That was a long time ago. That was fucking 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
And we started laughing. And then when we came back to the story and he lied, we were really in a position where we had not, I won't say incriminated ourselves, but we didn't attach ourselves and get emotionally attached to the story. Yeah.
We weren't changing our profile pictures. And
no. You know how it was. Remember during after George Floyd died, it was people putting up pictures of black screens. Like they'd put an all black screen up. Like I never did that.
Yeah, I didn't do that either.
Like I don't need to do that. I'm a black man. I'm black every day. I don't need to put a black screen on Instagram to be black. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I support, like, my being is like more supportive than just an Instagram post.
Yeah, you know, Schoolboy Q said something that stuck out. And he said this after Nipsey died. And people were like, yo, what's up with Schoolboy Q? He ain't said nothing about Nipsey after he died. Like, he ain't posted nothing about him. And he finally responded. He said, yo, I'm grieving in real life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people get it. Even like recently, on Kendrick's new album, this is what he said, like verbatim, I believe. He says, I hope people really pray when somebody dies. Mm-hmm. Thoughts and prayers, way better off timelines. Mm-hmm. And I texted you that after that mass shooting. Mm-hmm. And he says, I really hope people pray when somebody dies. Meaning, instead of just typing it, I think we might live in a society where people don't even really take the time to meditate and pray for the people that die. Yeah. They just type it, thoughts and prayers, and boom, back off to eating their favorite sandwich and watching Netflix again. Mm-hmm. You know? Crazy. I don't want to jump all over the place, though. But
yeah, I was talking about Liz Cambage.
Yeah, we still on Liz Cambage. Yeah, she ain't shit.
Yeah, she. I would be curious to see how this plays out, because you got to think it's already a struggle for WNBA players as far as like they salaries and stuff like that is that, you know, it pales in comparison to any NBA player. And then a lot of times they have to play overseas, but I can imagine like if this is her rap, you know, there's going to be somebody that's going to give her a deal.
Not Liz though. Liz got OnlyFans. She getting paid. She said she don't got overseas. She ain't got to go overseas no more because the OnlyFans paying her so much.
Wow. Well, she gonna have to be full-time OnlyFans now.
Yeah, she gonna really have to be having sex on there now.
Yeah,
she gonna have to have like a I guess like a genre of like porn, like racist sex.
The only way she can make this right is by getting dicked down by a Nigerian.
Oh, the black dude?
Yeah.
He like, you call my people names. I cannot believe you call my people name. You call me African monkey, huh? I'll show you this monkey dick.
Throw that tall pussy back.
So you say you play basketball, right? I'll show you some balls. Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Shout out to the Nigerians, man. They probably, I don't know what our Nigerian audience looks like.
It's probably, yeah. I don't know.
We probably got like two Nigerians somewhere in the basement somewhere chilling, listening like, I am never listening to this again. This is the last time.
I do not sound like that.
No, yo, they listening like, I do not sound like this. A fly like. Yo,
that's crazy.
Yo, you know what I used to think like when I was a little kid and they had those infomercials?
Yeah.
Back when I was a little kid, and this is not to make light of this, but back when I was a kid, they had the infomercials where they had the kids that like from like Africa somewhere, Nigeria, wherever, mm-hmm. and they were not fed very well, mm-hmm. and they had those reactions from I guess the water or bacteria. They had the big stomachs,
mm-hmm.
and I would see that and it would be sad, but I would think to myself like, yo, they got mad flies over there.
Like more than normal.
They got more than normal, bro. Yeah. Like I feel horrible already for the kid, but now the kid got flies just in his mouth and his eyes. Yeah. Like I'm just like, nigga, these flies don't give a fuck.
I do wonder if it's mine, just like a third world, wherever they were, some third world country or tribe, wherever they were at. But if you've ever looked at the like an Animal Planet thing where they're doing like a documentary on lions or whatever, it'd be a lot of flies that just be floating around like lions.
Yeah, but the lions be like shooing them off.
Sometimes they just, it'd be so many that I think they just like, I'm
lion just be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flies be like, it's a fly party. Yeah. Flies be having a West Coast party on a lion's head.
Flies crip walking on these lions.
That fly. Flies like bounce, roller skating, dipping on a Sean Platinum Dayton's.
Oh man, that's crazy,
bro. I fucking hate flies with a passion. So bad.
Bro, yeah.
When I'm trying to relax at the house and the fly get it, and it'd be a big fast fly.
Yeah.
Like it's big. You ever seen a fly so big in your house you could hear it hitting the wall? You be like,
yeah, or hitting the window, trying to get out.
And then when you sleep, it go right by your ear.
That's the worst. That'll wake me up out of my sleep.
You be like, oh my God.
Yeah. The worst is like the ones that just kind of land on you because it's different when you know it's in the house and you kind of prepare for it.
Right.
But the worst is when you chilling and it land in like your ear
or
on
your
face or on your nose. It'd be like, oh God.
Like you just gonna
you be ready to squabble. Like, nigga,
you
catch this fade.
You just want to disrespect me like that?
Yeah.
You don't pay no bills in here, cuz. The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know I'm not even gonna lie. Like as an adult, like there's certain accomplishments that are not accomplishments, but you feel like accomplished after you do it. Like one time I had mad flies in my house. Like, I had like 6 flies, and I killed them. And I was like, yeah, bitch. Now what?
Kill 6 flies,
bro. I was on a rampage, man.
Yeah, you got a fly swatter?
Nah, I didn't even have. I had my fucking flip flops.
Ooh, okay.
I was down in them bitches.
Yeah, I would for sure. Like sometimes I would be in the house, and the worst is when you got like a fly, that's like in your house late at night, right?
Oh my God!
And you could tell like it's on the edge of its life, like it lived a little too long.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like slowed down a little bit, and you like, yo, I got to kill this before I go to sleep because it's gonna try to, land on my lip or something like that. Yeah, so you gotta make sure you kill it. I've been fighting flies. Yeah, like 12 a.m.
And we black, so we got big lips. They got a lot of food to eat.
Yeah. And you also don't know where them flies be on any and every. They be in trash cans.
Yeah.
Dog doo-doo everywhere, and then they just land on you. Like, nigga.
Yeah, flies doing it all, man. The only thing they don't do is eat ass.
I mean, they eating doo-doo, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think the worst shit I ever seen with flies probably ever in my life, bro. And I was like, I couldn't believe what I seen. I put it on my Snapchat like over 3 years ago. No, it was like over 4 years ago. But it was when I was hauling milk. Mm-hmm. And it's a serious fly problem during the summertime at these fucking dairies at the farm. So I used to go to the farm to pick up the whole milk. And I guess it'd be some like old dry milk on the side of the tank, and the flies will like jump on it, and they would get like they would get food.
Just grubbing, huh?
And I'm talking about no bullshit. The left side of my tank will be black with flies.
Ooh.
We talking about a like a silver colored tanker, but it's just black.
The whole side,
bro. I say the side of my trailer was like 48% covered with flies.
And you probably could have just swatted it and just killed thousands of them.
No, you ain't killing thousands, bro. No, you're not. You just leave them alone, let them do their thing.
Not that you would want to. I'm just saying, like, they were so invested in that food. Like, if you just swatted it, they just all just splatter.
They probably would have splattered. But see, what I used to do is this. I used to be very careful because once after I loaded up the truck with the milk, what I would do is I leave the flies alone. I wouldn't even walk on that side because it would be on the driver's side always. So I wouldn't walk on the side of the trailer. What I do is I walk on the opposite side and then go to the front of the truck or even get in on the passenger side of the truck. This is how bad the fly problem was, Keith, I swear. Get in the truck and close the door quick because you don't want them flies getting in the truck. They get in the truck, they ain't coming out. These ain't no regular flies.
They love that cool air, too.
This is some National Geographic type flies.
Yeah.
So what I do is once I drive off, once you're driving through the property, the flies would still be on the trailer.
God dang.
They would not come off because
until you hit the freeway, huh?
Not until you get on the freeway. Not even not even the freeway. Mm-hmm. Once you get on the highway to go there, it's like a road that'll take you to I-5. Mm-hmm. Until you start moving, them flies is still on there. I'm just like, yo, this is the most wild shit.
The crazy part is like they already there. They know you pulling up, so they just waiting till the next truck pull up.
Bro, maybe I'm wrong, but like there was a dog that was on the property, right? It was a dog that was on the property, and every time I would drive by this dog, he always chased the fucking truck for some reason. Always. He's just a stupid fucking dog. He's a cool dog, but I guess he was bored. So he would chase my truck once I got to the end of the property.
Yeah, he's just excited, man.
Yeah, but one day, like, I don't know if it was the flies or something. It was so many flies. That nigga just stared at the truck and just let it Hey, the dog just watched me. I'm like, did all of a sudden he just get some discipline or something?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah, dogs hate flies, dog.
Yeah. And fly swatters. You bring a fly swatter around certain dogs, that'd be tail tucked.
The worst one is the spray bottles. They get fucking frightened. Spray bottles, they be like, oh.
Any like foreign objects, dogs be weird. Like vacuums, fly swatters, anything that make real loud noise.
Yeah.
Like we had the little what you call it? Like the little mobile vacuum, you know, the little Roomba thing. Yeah. Dogs be scared of those.
Yeah, dogs be wilding, bro. Yeah. Shout out to the dogs out here. We got any dog listeners out here?
Dog parents.
Got some dog moms and dog dads out here? Yeah, man. I love dogs. I just don't have no time, man.
Yeah, you gotta when you get in a relationship, that's the first thing you gotta do.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even gonna tell. Like, my thing is, I get in a serious relationship. I'm not even gonna tell her.
You gonna bring it home?
No, I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna bring the dog home. I'm not gonna say shit. Yep. I'm just gonna be like, we just gonna have a conversation. Like, oh, that's a cool dog. Like I'll say what my favorite dog is, and then she'll say what her favorite dog is. I'm just gonna get my favorite dog.
I was get a mix, like a little a mixture of both of your favorite dogs.
I say my favorite dogs. One is a pit, but I really like chocolate or brown labs. They're really smart dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. This chocolate brown lab, and
I like huskies the way they look.
It's too much hair.
They have the hair, but they also, a lot of them, I don't know. And I think there's like stereotypes that go around about dogs that don't really be like really true. So it's kind of like just the dog that you come across. But a lot of people say they have like a lot of energy and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. They need to be somewhere doing something. Yeah, they got those like those shepherd dogs. They have high energy. They're worker dogs. They need to work. Like they really. Well, I think they're called shepherds, or it's not a German shepherd, is it? No, it's like a shepherd dog. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, I'm not sure.
But those dogs like literally are like.
They just need like the activity. But yeah, but even with that, every dog is like still different, right?
Yeah.
Like you could get one dog that's like a husky that's low energy and just be chilling.
Yeah.
Or you could get one that got a lot of energy. Like one of my boys had one, and it was just always breaking out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the training too. I think a lot of people don't take the time to really train they dog. They just kind of let their dog run the house a little bit, and that's why it'd be like.
Yeah, this dude had to leave his dog home alone, and he like showed videos of what the dog was doing. The dog was on his shit. Like the dog was super disciplined. But he had like the dog could get his own food and shit, and all kinds of shit. I was like, wow,
that's wild. Yeah, a lot of dogs don't like they have like separation anxiety. So
hell yeah.
Some of them don't eat when the owner is not at home and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, switching gears. Practicing divorce. This is an interesting concept that I seen on TikTok. The guy talked about it, so I'm not gonna take credit for it, but I forgot the guy's fucking name. But he basically said we're practicing divorce and we don't realize it. For example, when we're teenagers or when we get into to college or whatever, we'll be dating someone for X amount of time, and we start feeling a certain type of way, and then we just separate. We just run from these people. Dude, there's a fly in here right now. Fuck.
Really?
Yeah. How the fuck did that get in here?
That's what I be wanting. Maybe through the vents or something like that.
Damn.
But I be like, we're on the 5th floor.
Yeah. How the
building.
fuck
how do you get in here?
Man, he must have heard us talking shit and was like, I'm on your head. Yeah. Well, basically, you could be in multiple relationships over a span of 15 to 20 something years. And like when something you really don't like happens, you just basically say, look, I'm done. I can't do this. And you do that enough that when you finally meet that one person and you marry them and you get that same feeling again, you have been practicing for divorce for the past 23 years. You don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people can't stay together.
Yeah.
Another reason too is for some people, they love new. Like the idea of new is what they love. When they first meet somebody, they're trying to figure them out. They have these curiosities of the person. They're very intrigued and very interested because they don't know about the person. And, and it's like a dopamine rush. Mm-hmm. And then after they start to learn these things, they lose interest. Mm-hmm. So that kind of also affects how they view that relationship. And then once they break up, they go right back out and look for that same feeling again. But basically the point I'm trying to make is you develop bad habits and you carry those habits. They become a part of your actual personality. And like these characteristics start to play themselves out. And you have been practicing divorce for over 20 years. Yeah. So divorce is something that you're very used to. Yeah. And this is a little bit flawed, but it's really not. Mm-hmm. Because you look at how we deal with people, man. Some people don't even fight for their relationships anymore. They just, you know what? I've had it up to here, but you had it up to here, but you can still go up more until you figure out why you're having these problems and try to actually salvage the relationship. Motherfuckers don't even want to fight for the relationship no more. They just want to be single or get a divorce.
Yeah.
If the person you with is not worth fighting for, why are you with them?
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah. I think, just on a personal level, that's like you learn a lot about yourself, like, just throughout life. But the only way you learn about yourself is if you're really doing the work. Like you got to put yourself in positions, whether that's reading, whether that's like some sort of meditation, whether that's religious practices, whatever the case may be. Like you learn a lot about yourself. Yes. And I think that oftentimes we create these habits, and then along with these habits, if you don't have a certain level of self-awareness, you can always blame the result of your relationship on somebody else.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
And so what happens is like if you don't realize that you did anything wrong in terms of a relationship, what's going to happen is you're going to keep getting into relationships, and whatever it is that caused you to break up with that last person is going to be the same thing that causes you to break up with the next person you get with. Mm-hmm. So that's the danger, right? That's the danger in like, and it gets faster and faster, right? So for one, you might be dating this person for like 4 years, right? And at the end of the relationship, you could say like, dang, this person did this to me, right? And then you be like, oh, I'm going to break up with them just because they can't seem to figure life out, right? So you get into another relationship, and then after like 2 years, you recognize that same pattern that you had in a previous relationship, and then you just cut it off. And then the next time you get in a relationship, it may be a year and a half, and then the next time it's like that red flag pops up to where you don't even try to date this person because that's that whatever they're doing reminds you of your previous partner. But oftentimes, like I said, if you're not putting the work in on yourself and, really doing your due diligence, or whether that's like some sort of counseling or relationship therapy, whatever the case may be, we don't inherently have self-awareness.
Exactly.
You have to learn about yourself through experiences. So those are very dangerous situations where like I know people that may have been through 8-9 different relationships. Exactly. And they still have terrible habits, and they're still blaming their partner for the result of their relationships not working. Yeah. So it's a very dangerous game. But I would also say like anything worth having is worth fighting for. 100%. And I think that we live in a day and age where I feel like for the most part, if two people got married, then if they went through all that, the dating phase, the proposal, the putting the wedding together, there's a version of that relationship that could work. Mm-hmm. But it's just up to the two individuals to equally be putting the same amount of effort in to try to make the relationship work. And I think that's generally where it falls off. Where one person may get a little exhausted, and it may be one person fighting and then the other person is exhausted, or vice versa. And, that's when it usually doesn't work out. But I think that we live in this day and age, like, because I used to think about it, we think about like our grandparents and stuff like that, or, you know, relationships that lasted 60, 70 years. And you'd be like, dang, like they probably should have got divorced, you know, years ago. And they was just, you know, they just stuck out a terrible relationship. But in reality, if they had ample opportunity to get divorced and somehow they made it work. You know what I mean? So that should for sure be applauded. Like whatever type of dynamics they created or whatever they created to make themselves comfortable in that relationship, they did it.
There was another TikTok I seen of a woman that was going through the paperwork with her husband to finalize a divorce, and they was just, you know, they was about to do it, and then she said her dad just stepped in and said, just looked at both of them and says, "Are you guys fucking sure you want to do this?" Like he just stepped in and was like, "You really need to look and make sure you want to do this." And like after that, they looked within and they did not get divorced. And she said it was the best thing that she ever did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You got to think too, like divorces are so messy.
Yeah.
You know, there's legal issues and all these other stuff. And sometimes like, you know, it could be like the smallest issue in your relationship that goes, that causes like the biggest issue. It could literally be like something to where, you may have a communication issue, right? Like say a husband is like, he instead of saying like, instead of letting his wife know beforehand that he's going to hang out with his friends, it's always like, hey, I'm over here with such and such. And, you know, and that little thing can cause like so much turmoil in a relationship. Yeah. And, you know, he's fighting it because he's like, I'm a man, I should be able to do it. I pay the bills around here. And she just like, I just want you to communicate.
Right. I feel like your wife, girlfriend, whomever deserves the right to know where you are. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that she needs to be keeping tabs on you every 5 minutes, but I feel like as a man, I feel like it's a healthy thing where if your girl hits you up like, hey, I'm about to go out with the girls right now, but I'll catch up with you later. You know, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm out with so-and-so, or not even that, giving you like I guess giving you notice in a way. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm going to be heading out at 6:00 with the girls, you know, whatever. And I'll be like, all right, cool.
I'll see you when you get home.
Yeah, I'll see you when you get back. It's just a general respect. Mm-hmm. I feel like you should respect, because think about this. If you plan on being with somebody, you need to trust them with your life. You need to trust them with your finances. You need to trust them with information. If you a motherfucker that's like, hey, I'm over here, and you ain't telling her nothing, you're not creating a environment where that type of relationship can bloom. You more or less like, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing me.
What also happens too is like you're triggering you could be triggering a traumatic experience for them.
That's a fact, because they probably had it before, but he was fucking.
Yeah, you could be completely innocent, but because you have so much pride, you're just like, oh man, I ain't got to tell her where I'm at. Yeah. I'm doing my thing. I'm a grown man out here. But it's like, it's actually a simple task.
It's a simple task. Yeah. It's a respect thing. Mm-hmm. Not to mention leadership, and I don't want to go all over the place, but leadership, especially from a man, is important, because you cannot complain about what your wife or girlfriend is not doing if you do not display those leadership qualities in yourself.
Yeah.
If you're displaying great leadership, in most cases, women will have no choice but to do those things because you are a decent man with great leadership skills. Mm-hmm. And they will think twice about just like, I'm going to do me. I do whatever I want. If they're doing that, but you're displaying good leadership, then you're going to end up leaving her and not feeling, you probably still feel bad because you're breaking up with them.
Yeah, you love them, but it's just like,
you love them, but it's like, I can't be with somebody who continues to go against the grain when it's not even necessary. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not willing to sacrifice my mental health behind this. I got to get out of here. Mm-hmm. But if you are a decent man and you display good leadership qualities, then I would say if you have a decent woman, she will replicate that.
Yeah. It's kind of, you kind of build like a rhythm for your relationship, right? Yeah. So, you know, in terms of like, if that's the issue that people are dealing with, like just the communication about where you're going, what you're doing, stuff like that, and you very transparent, like, hey, I'm just getting off of work. I'm gonna head to the grocery store real quick, pick up a few things, and then I'll be home, or whatever that looks like for you. And then, like you said, if they not doing it on their end, and they just getting off of work and going to hang out with their friends or stopping by their friend's house, and there's no communication and until they on their way home, then that's an issue. But like what happens a lot of times, like you said, like a man can set a tone. A woman can too, but a man can set a tone in a relationship to where, they're doing things like proactively, and it kind of breeds for the same the same thing to be reciprocated. So like communication and just little things like just it could be things like just certain like little surprises or something, right? So like let's say it's like national, like your girl's a teacher or something. It's National Teachers Day, and you send your wife or whatever, your husband, your wife, a gift at school, whether it's like new pencils for the kid, whatever the case may be, just something that just kind of surprise them in that way. I think a lot of times a woman would see that and be like, oh, okay, my husband, let's say he works on cars or he works at a auto shop or something like that. They might find something, similar in that same field to kind of surprise you. Yeah. Or maybe buy you lunch or send you, get you a DoorDash or whatever the case may be. Like, but you just create this rhythm in your relationship. And it just the small, like the big things are always going to be there, right? Because you love each other. Like y'all always going to be able to go on vacation. Y'all always going to be able to, hang out and watch your favorite Netflix movie or show together. But it's like the little stuff is what really kind of, maintains those relationships.
100%, man. Yep. Well, I don't got much else to offer to this conversation, but just be careful. Make sure you're not practicing divorce, because most of society is, and that's something that's also contributing to the over 50% divorce rate out in the world. You've built these habits up over the course of over 20 years, and you get in a marriage with somebody and you want to quit on them because that's what you know best.
I will say too, like an analogy, if you are obese, not that it's too late, but you're in the later stages of where you should have started to hit the gym or where you should have started to work out. So in terms of a relationship, like you can't, it's much harder to salvage your relationship when you got divorce papers in your hand. You know what I mean? Like you should be doing these like habitual things, whether that's reading books or seeking therapy or counsel or something like that.
You've entered that relationship with divorce papers in your hand, unsigned divorce papers. Wow, that's fucking deep. That was a good analogy, the obese one. I know some people are going to say you're fat shaming, but
well, get your fat ass in the gym. They got this Gatorade commercial, and I feel kind of ways about it because it's like it got the McLaughlin girl. She's the Olympic hurdle champion. The light skinned girl that won the hurdle.
I think so.
The 400 hurdles.
Yeah.
And then it might be another athlete on there, but these are like physical specimens, right?
Right.
And then they got the kind of thicker woman that is doing yoga and stuff. And it's just so like, I understand the diversity of the different body shapes and stuff like that.
You said she was doing yogurt?
She definitely ain't yogurt. Unless it's fried.
Oh,
but I think,
he's stupid.
But it's just so like it's kind of shocking in a sense, right? Because you go from an Olympic athlete to a woman that's kind of on the bigger side, and they're trying to like advertise them side by side.
I see what you're getting at. I don't think you're shaming or anything. It's basically these polar opposites. But what it is, it's first of all, I think it's an awesome thing where bigger people, whether in the gym or they're doing physical activity, I think that side, it does need to be shown. But I think that Gatorade pulled a great value Juneteenth in that moment. That's what they did. They literally they're capitalizing on this very progressive woke idea.
Yeah.
And when you have physical specimens that are specimens in their sport, right? But I think that it's also true that they could be saying this drink is geared toward these athletic specimens and people who are just trying to get their health together.
Yeah. I that's why I feel ways about it, right? So one way is like I can understand it because like that's some people are going to look like that when they're working out.
100%.
So not everybody is going to have the six pack and the pecs and all these different things.
100%.
But at the same time, when I see it, when I look for like commercials, right? I think they're trying to sell you something that looks good or something that you like. For example, if you're looking at like a Ford F-150 or a Mustang or something like that, they're not gonna sell you like the Mustang with the spare tire on there, the little donut, or like the chip paint. Like it's gonna be the clean, swooped up, make sure the paint is all nice. So I'm not talking about this woman in the Gatorade commercial, but I'm just talking about in general when we see like these commercials where they're advertising different workout things and stuff like that. Right. I feel like for me, I like to look at something that I would like aspire to look like. You know what I mean? So when you see LeBron James on the little commercial with the, whatever the case may be, I'm like, LeBron is ripped up. Like, yo, that's what I want to look like. So I got to get in there.
But I think that people could very easily push back on that idea because they'll see a person that is big and active who has an issue going to the gym. But when they see a bigger person who is active, they feel like they're being represented. So
exactly. So that's kind of a double.
Yeah, but see, this is what I think people probably like about this podcast is the fact that we will push back on things that we say ourselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't just think that what we say is the final fucking say.
But even with that, it's also just like my perspective, right? I'm not even saying that you shouldn't have a bigger person in any sort of like athletic commercial.
Right.
I guess I'm just saying for me, like I'm a person that gets inspired when I see somebody else in shape, right?
Right.
So when I see the Rocky movie and he doing the crazy ab workouts and he ripped up, I'm like, yo, I got to get in the gym. But that's just for me. I'm only like a fraction of the people that they're trying to advertise to or the demographic. But there is also another person that's like, yo, I haven't really worked out. I'm gaining a little bit of weight. I just had a baby, whatever the case may be. She looks a little bit more like myself. If she doing it, then I can get up and do it too. So, So I get it.
You got darn right.
Yeah. And we got, different body styles listening to our podcast as well. So
I like them all too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Except for really obese. I can't do that. No disrespect. It's a lot of obese love out there.
Obese love.
Yeah. Yo, it's some like I think a lot of times like really to be real, bro, I think that the whole self-esteem, whatever issues that's like I think society is pretty inviting to bigger women because they still be fire. They just be bigger.
Yeah, I done messed with some pretty hefty women before.
You said hefty?
Yeah, it was only like one. It was one time. I would say one time she was a little bit on the bigger side. But yeah, it was like
and on a scale from like the words that describe big people, what are some words that would be best describing?
I don't even know. I can't put no adjectives together.
Would you say she was very portly?
Portly? She might have been portly.
Okay, because it's portly, hefty, obtuse.
I don't know if she was obtuse. I don't know. I might be sharing too much information, so we got to skirt out of there.
Dang.
Yeah.
But everyone's represented, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And that's it. You got anything else, Keith?
Make sure you hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Go to the YouTube channel. Check us out. Hit the subscribe and notification bell. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Check us out on the gram for sure.
Shout out to Big Keisha.
Big Keisha. We had this. This is like some inside information that's not that important. But there was this girl named Keisha that we knew back in the day, and it was like my brother's girlfriend's friend. She was like this kind of like, she was a white girl, but she just had like big old titties.
Wow.
And we essentially named like her name we used her name to describe like any girl with big titties. So we'd be like, yo, she got them Keishas.
Oh my God. Oh man. Ooh, Lord. All right. Don't forget to head on down to YouTube. Subscribe to a Trucker's Mind podcast. Head on over to my Instagram or to the podcast Instagram at _Trucker's Mind _podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for listening. If you made it to the end of this podcast, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.